is Maria, and I'm a manager at SysIntelligence Institute of Technology. Today I'm here with Saqib, who's going to talk to us about his experiences landing a job during the COVID-19 pandemic. So hi Saqib, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. So I know a bit about you currently. I knew that you were an international student and you attended a university here and then you were having trouble
Yes.
finding a job. But how about you elaborate on that? Why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, before coming to Canada, I did my bachelor's in electronics and communication. And in the last semester, my interest started to grow in networking. So I did my CCNA during that time. And after that, I got a job and I worked as a support engineer for 2 years. So I always wanted to excel in the IT industry. So I enrolled for the master's course in computer networks in Canada to update myself and get familiar with the latest trends in IT technology. So basically, that is how I landed in Canada.
Okay, that sounds awesome. I'm sure there are a lot of people who can relate to you. So what kind of challenges did you face with the job search before you came to SysIntelligence?
Yes, well, I'm glad to be here and I'm very satisfied with my experience as an international student. But things took a turn after graduation when I started to look for a job, for a full-time job. It was really hard. I had to consider a lot of things when looking for work. So during my education, I attended some career fairs and I was shocked to know that my foreign experience wouldn't be taken into consideration. And that wasn't it. The hiring process, they give preference to the internal candidates and the references over external candidates. So that made it even worse. I couldn't get a chance to show myself, to prove myself. And all applications were online, so I had to keep on changing my resume. So I had to like apply for 100 jobs to get one or two interviews. And applications, a lot of applications, they were being rejected without any feedback. So being an international student, it was really hard to find the right direction. You know, when you're new to the country, you don't know how things work over here. So it was really difficult. And, you know, we all suffered from this pandemic and things became even worse.
Yeah, definitely. So I can actually see a lot of people who would relate to your experiences. In fact, in
Yes.
2019, the Northwestern University published a study stating that Canada was among the top 5 most racist or countries with the most racist hiring practices. We were tied for number 3 with the UK. And the main reason why we got onto that list of like um, having racist hiring practices is because of the fact that only Canadian experiences are considered during the hiring process.
Yeah.
Yeah, so also I can imagine I mean,
Mm.
Hollywood kind of perpetuates that stereotype, right? Like you see it often, like there's a
Yeah.
cab driver who's actually like a doctor in another country, or if you watch The Big Bang Theory, they had that quiz bowl episode where on Sheldon's team there was this guy who was a custodian at their university, but in Russia he was a rocket scientist. So I'm sure they're
Yeah.
it sucks that this is the
Yes.
case.
Yes.
I'm sure there are tons of people who can relate to you in that position.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway,
Yes.
but anyways, I understand that you didn't actually
Yes.
take courses at SysIntelligence. Is that right?
Yeah, I didn't take any courses, but I was carefully mentored by Mubashir from Sys Intelligence throughout my job search and the interview process.
Okay, awesome. So what your experiences are a little bit different from most of our students who come as students and they take courses with us and then they get mentorship. So what can you tell us about your experience in getting mentored by society?
So I came to know about Mubashir through one of my friends here in Canada. And I called Mubashir and I explained him the situation. So he analyzed my resume and we had frequent discussions about my experience, about my education, and that helped to get a better understanding of my profile. And based on my profile, he explained me the options which would lead me to a better career path. Then he guided me accordingly, explained me the most demanded and in use technologies in the IT industry which are currently being used, and suggested me to get various certifications in specific areas which I believe played a key role in the enhancement of my profile. Apart from that, he also gave me great tips to modify my resume. And with all this help, there was a significant improvement in the job search process. I started getting more interviews. And throughout the interview process, he guided me and gave me an idea of what to expect in the interview. He was always there to help me out with the technical questions and always guided me, pointed me to the right direction. And in case if I had any issues, he would connect me with the experts in the field when required.
Okay, that actually seems pretty much on par. That represents our mentorship program very well. So now I'm curious. I understand that you were recently employed and you start work on Monday. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Now I
thank you. Thank you so
no
much.
problem, no problem. So I'm just curious, how long did the process between, your first contact with, you met with Mobashir, so your first contact with SysIIT, how long was the
Mhm.
process for you from getting in contact all the way up until getting hired? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was around 3 months, 3 to 4 months. And initially, Mubashir guided me and explained me how I should proceed. And then I started following his technique and, constantly taking guidance from him that, in a period of 1 month, I would say, yes, 1 month, I felt better. It was a great experience because before me meeting Mubashir and coming across this intelligence, I didn't know if I was on track. I didn't feel I was going in the right direction. But after getting in touch and receiving expert advice from Sys Intelligence, things started falling into place. I started getting interviews just after a month, and I got a better understanding of how to deal with them. So finally, after a long time, the whole process took 2 months, and during those 2 months of interviewing, I was constantly in touch with Mubashir, and he was guiding me throughout the process. And then finally, I was able to crack my first technical interview in Canada, and I got placed as a network engineer. And I'm going to meet my team tomorrow, Monday. So I would recommend anyone to get in touch with Sys Intelligence to have a bright career in the IT industry.
Oh, that's so
I'm very
thank
thankful to
you.
Mubashir as well as Sys Intelligence.
That's so sweet. Thank you for those words. They're so kind. Okay, so I understand you have a busy day tomorrow. You're starting a brand new job, so I don't want to keep you for any
Yeah.
longer. Thank you for your experiences, for the words, for the feedback. I really appreciate it, and I know that people who are in that position of, you know, not knowing how to break um, the hiring practices in Canada are going to find this very useful and helpful. All right, so thank you once again.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so I think
No
this is it
problem.
for today.
Have a
Thank you
good
for
day.
the conversation. All right, have a nice day.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Have a
Bye.
nice day.